our graduate program is growing and many students are joining Memorial from all around the world. Ms. Sonia Knudson, the Director of the Internationalization Office at Memorial, is here today to talk about the Internationalization Office. Ms. Sonia Knudson is responsible for leading, partnering, and supporting the Internationalization Office to implement the actions of the Strategic Internationalization Plan 2020 at Memorial. She has a bachelor's degree in teaching English as a second language and master in post-secondary education. Sonia is a frequent presenter at international conferences and has served for 5 years on the board of directors of the Canadian Bureau for International Education. In January 2016, she began a position as chair with the NAFSA International Education Leadership Knowledge Community. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Knudson.
Hi everyone, it's lovely to be here today. As Bahar mentioned, I'm Sonia Knudson, the Director of the Internationalization Office, but I'm also a graduate student, so I really appreciate Dr. Cipriano's message just now, just to remind me. I just came off of, I'm just here for my first day back after a couple of weeks, actually over at our Harlow, UK campus, where graduate students can go and have some quiet time writing and enjoy a different time zone where no emails come in until 12:30 in the afternoon. So I was there working on my Lit Review chapter. So I'm also here as a resource to any of you, Bahar and I both. We both started our doctorates at the same time in the Faculty of Education. So I'm also here to talk to you about many things that have been covered this morning just from a very recent experience point of view. And probably the best advice that I got was a video from my 8-year-old niece who lives in Texas. She sent me a video on overcoming writer's block, Auntie Sonia. And it ends with her brandishing like a knife in one hand and an apple and telling me to imagine what happens if the apple doesn't want to be cut by a knife. There, Auntie Sonia, that's how you overcome writer's block. So anyway, great lesson and, and one that I'm trying to still figure out how to apply. I want to learn a little bit more about you. Who is here? Who is a Newfoundlander? So who is here from Newfoundland, Labrador? Okay, put your hands up high now. Okay, very good. Who's here from somewhere else in Canada? So who's just moved in? Okay, very good. Who's here from somewhere outside of Canada? Wow. All right, so let's break it down a bit more. Who's here from, U.S., Caribbean, Mexico, some other part of North America? Wow. Okay, who's here from South America? Welcome. Who is here from Australia? Anyone here from Australia, New Zealand, that part of the world? That's a long trip. That is a long, not fun trip. Okay, who is here from Asia? Okay, very good. And Africa? Welcome, welcome, also a long trip. And Europe, who's here from Europe? Okay, very good. Wow, this is great. Well, welcome to everyone. And you might think, oh, she's international and I'm from Canada, has nothing to do with me. But actually, we do look after study abroad and the campus in Harlow, which is also international. I thought I'd just very briefly, because I only have a few minutes, just talk to you a little bit about my staff, just so that you have a sense of what they look like and what they're responsible for. And most of them are located in Court Royale building. Court Royale is a small building down by Burton's Pond near the residences. So we're there. We're actually expanding and moving upstairs in Court Royale, so there will be lots of construction around there, hopefully over the summer or over the fall. And hopefully we're all going to be co-located in the one spot. But basically, for most things, you're going to go to Court Royale to find out any information. So, the first and most important person for all international students is Natasha Clark. So Natasha will help you understand your obligations as an international student. She'll be holding workshops on renewing your documents, so keep an eye on Facebook and on the listserv that we manage to be able to know when workshops are, so that if you got a study permit renewal coming up or you want to get a specific kind of work permit, that she can talk to you about that. She can also connect you to the person that gives you advice on becoming a permanent resident. If you're interested in that track of staying in Canada post-graduation, she'll also steer you towards the person for that. And the most complicated thing that she deals with of all is the Canadian healthcare. She keeps a lot in her head, that lady. So she can answer your questions about, the Canadian MCP, what it covers, how to get it, whether you're eligible, what it costs. Because if you do have the Canadian healthcare, you still have to get supplementary healthcare. And she can help you determine whether you can opt out of your foreign health insurance. So for international students, as soon as you register, we put the foreign health insurance automatically on, just in case something happens to you in the first few days, but hopefully you'll be able to opt out if you can get MCP. That's Natasha, don't ask me. Then for those of you who are from Canada and international, both, if you'd love to go overseas, so you're thinking of maybe you take advantage of an internship abroad, or you just want to explore other kinds of things, exchanges, Chris Hibbs is the person for that. He's also located in Court Royal. And he can also help give you advice on scholarships for going abroad. In particular, if you're a Canadian or permanent resident, scholarships.gc.ca gives all sorts of potential for scholarships. And I know I think we have at least one graduate student that's come here under a Canadian federal government scholarship from South America this year. And so he knows his way around the site, and he knows some of the eligibility stuff. So be sure to visit Chris. He'll also be having a booth twice a week in the library where he'll be profiling a specific country or a specific institution. And that's usually, around lunchtime. I don't know the days exactly, but it's usually like Tuesday, Wednesdays. So that way you can just learn about opportunities to go overseas. Definitely well recommended. Lisa is our outreach coordinator, so she can connect you and help you out if you're starting to feel culture shock. It's pretty normal for any of us to go, that goes anywhere, and even Canadians, you might start to experience some culture shock. I moved here in 1991 from Quebec, and I definitely, looking back at my journey, definitely experienced culture shock. This is quite a different place, very unique culture, wonderful. I'm still here after all these years and love it and never want to leave, but it does take time to adjust. You might just be worried about your family and finances at home, or just feeling generally stressed. Everything that's stressing all of us is just sort of coming to a head, and you need to talk to someone. She can meet with you individually, but we also have these sort of drop-in groups. Coffee Club is on Wednesdays, and that usually has a specific guest speaker, sort of facilitator, to come and talk to you about some topic. It could be the library, it could be nursing students talking to you about Canadian healthcare, but something specific. And then we have discussion group on Fridays, and Fridays is just much more casual. Just everybody relaxes, and usually it's 3 to 5 p.m. on Fridays in Court Royal. Come down, have coffee, meet some friends, and then people usually end up going to dinner together or spending time. It's great if you're new and haven't yet got a new social group. Also, if you're struggling with your new academic responsibilities, Lisa can help connect you to the supports in grad studies or in the counseling office, whatever it might be. If you're here with your family, this is Siti. Siti runs our family program, so if you brought a spouse or children with you, Siti's a great person to connect with. She knows all the resources locally. She knows everything about childcare, getting your child enrolled in school, all the community services and all the events. She also organizes opportunities for all students to get out into the community, so that's all on our Facebook page. So that's Memorial International is our Facebook page. Val Pilgrim, you probably know her name. She's the one that's been writing to you. If you came by plane and you're international, she would have helped you with your questions about arriving at Memorial. And she has lots of volunteers that work with our office who can help you with a range of settling in questions. So all the front desk staff in Court Royale, most of them are international students and some are Canadian students, but they know questions like, where do I go in order to figure out a cell phone, and where do I go in order to, set up a bank account, and what do I need, and all that kind of stuff. She can help you with all of that, as can the volunteers. She'll assist you with off-campus and temporary housing, so maybe you got into your off-campus housing and it's just absolutely dreadful. Go see her right away. She can usually help you navigate, what you might have signed and how you might be able to settle in. She works very closely with the off-campus housing office, and she can assist you with that. And then the really fun thing, income tax workshops. Yes, we have income tax. It's really great for you to actually complete your forms. So when you start seeing those emails come through on the listserv, it means actually money in your pocket because you're a student, you're paying GST. So beginning to do your taxes next March, April, when it's tax time, she'll run these workshops. Usually we have 300 to 400 international students that come to the workshops. Everything's online, very simple, and you just process all of that and you start getting a check every few months to defray the cost that you're spending on GST. And Natalie, for any of you that are in the arts, in Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences, so you might be doing an MA or a doctorate in one of those. Natalie is actually a dedicated person to be able to help with your questions around maybe doing an internship or something abroad. She's the person that you'll want for that. And Lynn is my manager. She also connects our office to student life and does a lot of and can connect you to this whole range of supports around career. So whether you want a job now, are thinking of a job in the future here, or thinking maybe of starting your own business here, there's lots of incentives and lots of supports. So Lynn can connect you into that, and my office works really closely with grad studies on sort of entrepreneurship and on career as well. So there's lots and lots of support for you around career. And if you're interested in considering making your home here in the province as an international student, Lynn can definitely be the person to talk to help get you on the pathway, because we all know that the most important thing in making your new home in a place is having a job. So she's the person for that. And questions, come and see me after during the break, because I don't think we have time. But I'm going to turn it back over to Bahar now, and thanks for your attention.